You know, you should be able to take your horse out of a stall and go do these kinds of things. Negotiate different obstacles, negotiate different challenges, be able to bring them up, bring their life up, and then drop it down again. So, to me, being able to do that with a horse is about being a good conversationalist with a horse. So let me explain to you what that means. Hi, my name is Scholl. Something I'd like to share with you is an idea that I've had probably during long hours of driving cross country, but it's the idea that what we're looking for with horses is how to become a good conversationalist with a horse. And there's lots of things around communication and techniques and things that are all really, really good, but if we can hold this concept that we're having a communication or a conversation with the horse, that's more about listening and contributing. So if you think of somebody that's a good conversationalist, it's somebody that doesn't take over the conversation, doesn't become too dominant in the conversation, they listen, but they contribute. There's an equal sharing so that when you go your different ways, both of you feel good about what was said and shared in the conversation. Horses love conversation with other horses, and oftentimes horses are drawn to other horses more so than the human because they understand each other. They speak the same language. So it's important to understand that if you want a horse to enjoy engaging with you, that it's important for us to become a good conversationalist from the horse's point of view. So it means not just telling them what to do, not making demands on them, you know, I own you, I feed you, I bought you, so you will do my bidding. When we take that attitude with a horse, what do we get? So if you've ever been on the receiving end of, say, somebody who's been your superior in a business environment or a relationship where you're being told what to do, see, this to me is where I'm very particular about word choices. There's a common word used around horses that's the word is dominant. And when I think about leadership skills with people or leadership skills in general, you wouldn't think of somebody who has good leadership skills and say, oh gosh, you know, yeah, they're dominant, a micromanager and a control freak. See, you wouldn't use those qualities because dominance requires submission, where leadership invites surrender. So if you've ever been in a good conversation with somebody, you surrender to that dynamic, but it is a learnable skill. So if I can just give you that brief concept about horses and humans having a conversation together, then that's more of a two-way interaction. It's something that's very engaging, not only for the human, but for the horse. So there's a wonderful saying, if the horse can be recreation for you, can you be recreation for the horse? Because what I would like to see is that your horse is meeting you at the gate going, oh boy, here comes my best friend. We're going to go and have an interesting conversation together. The other piece of this is that if your conversation skills are strong, then when you get into a challenging situation, you'll have that understanding between horse and human. So the horse says, you know what, I feel threatened or I feel a little uncomfortable here, but I'm going to check in with you first. And then you'll have the conversation skills to be able to let the horse know, you know what, you're okay. You know what, we need to move. You know what, we need to do whatever, fill in the blank. So I wanted to give you that concept here, and I hope that that gives you a little bit of perspective as you're studying techniques on what our goal, what our true goal is with horses.